Hey, how's it going? So I've been carrying the Taurus 856 38 Special for the past year now as a self-defense EDC pistol. And so I figured I should do a quick EDC type of review on it if you're thinking of carrying something like this. So I started off by doing a pocket dump here just to show you what I like to carry. I have a nice carabiner, really strong for mountain climbing and stuff like that, just in case I need to use it for anything. Keep a little medicine thing for Advil. Just keep a small wallet, pocket planner, good flashlight. This one here is a Streamlight boot. One that I can connect to my pocket. And if I'm working on something, I can shine it without having to use my phone the whole time. Some kind of pocket knife, a lighter, some pens, pencils, and usually a marker, Sharpie marker, because I use it for all kinds of woodwork and stuff like that. And of course, some spare ammo. So I started off by carrying the Taurus G2C for a couple of years, then I moved to the G3C, and I really like the Taurus G3C and G2C, but they were a little bit too big for my waist, a little bit uncomfortable at times. And so I found, just throwing this little guy in my pocket was a lot more comfortable. And what I use is a little pocket case like this. Just slip it in there and throw it in your pocket, and you forget it's even there. I did remove the stitching here, but that was just because at the time I was using my G3C in here, but it does make a little bit more room for the pistol to slide down in there. And these are nice with the built-in grip here, because you put it in your pocket and when you go to reach for it, you can grab it out without taking the case out. Alrighty, let's go ahead and unload it just for safety. As you'll notice, mine's a tiny bit more shiny than the original stainless steel finish. That's because I polished it myself. I did a YouTube video on that if you're interested in seeing it. And I just wanted to give it a little bit of a shine. And I also added a little bit of paint to the back sight and front sight there. And it just helps me to see it a little bit easier. Here's the paint that I used for it. LA Colors. Switching from a standard to compact size pistol to a revolver, the biggest sacrifice is ammunition. You're going down from like 12, 14, plus a spare magazine, 24 or so bullets down to 6. And that's the only real problem. But if you're in a relatively safe area with low crime, it's not really a big deal. I look at it as I have 6 shots, and if I'm a really good shot, that's enough to at least shoot and get out of there and kind of, seek safety kind of thing. And then if you take cover and need to reload, you can. I always carry 6 more bullets in an old medicine container. You can use the quick loaders as well, but I just like to keep my bullets kind of sealed off a little bit. I did purchase the Taurus appendix carry holster as well. It works pretty good. It's all right. Kind of like doesn't cover up the trigger well all the way, but just enough to cover the trigger. And with that super heavy trigger, you don't really have to worry about it too much. It sits really nicely though. It's very comfortable. It's a little more comfortable than my G3C or my G2C as well. Someone mentioned in another video I did on this to use a leather holster, and that would be a great consideration if you want it to be a little more comfortable. But this little slim pistol is so small that you really don't notice it with this plastic one either. But I have this one. It's a little bit faster of a quick draw. If I'm going for a ride on my motorcycle or something like that, I will throw this one on. But for the most part, I like to just throw it in here and throw it in the pocket. It's got a real heavy trigger, single and double action. So it's relatively safe. I always feel extremely confident with this pistol because it's extremely accurate and it's extremely simple. It's got that super heavy trigger, that super grippy grip. I freaking love this grip. Even after, what, 2 to 3 years of owning this pistol. Hundreds of shots gone through it. Probably around 1,000 to 2,000 shots total. And still never misfired or anything like that. 0 issues. If I am like working a night shift or I'm doing some kind of night stuff, I do like to have a flashlight, and there are options for revolvers to mount it from here to here, but I wish it had a little Picatinny here so you could put a little flashlight there. It's my only drawback. So I like to switch over to the Taurus G3C with a little flashlight there if I'm doing some night stuff. But that's the only time that I carry my G3C, unless I'm going into kind of a shady area and I want some more ammunition. And then my G2C is my backup. I did put the Keep Tinkering trigger on the G3C, and I love it. If you're considering it, it's only like 35 bucks and it's awesome. I did paint it diarrhea green. Not a lot of people like that, but I just think it's kind of cool. Whatever. So this pistol here, it's pretty heavy in the stainless steel. You can get it in the ultra light. But what I like about the heavy stainless steel is when you shoot, it barely kicks. That 38 Special will kick a little bit, but you know, it feels kind of like a 9mm. But it's supposedly a tiny bit less of a punch. But I like to shoot a little bit heavier ammo. I've been using this 158 grain by Magtech, and I love it. Packs a really good punch. I believe I get this from cheaperthandirt.com for a pretty good deal. Alrighty, thanks for watching.